my friend and colleague Kathleen Barlow and I were talking about this, and she works in New Guinea, I work in Sri Lanka, and we were talking about, you know, that what mothers said that they did sounded reasonable, sort of the same things that we would say that we did. You know, protect kids, you take care of kids, you feed kids, you teach them the rules, you teach them discipline and respect. But how mothers actually acted surprised us, consistently surprised us. And the things that we would do with our own children surprised the people we were working with. My son, to get him to eat, you know, he's 4 or 5 years old when I'm in Sri Lanka, and I would say, you know, we'll have one more bite of that and then you can have this. You know, do you want this vegetable or that vegetable? You have to have one vegetable, right? There's this constant negotiation while he sits with a plate in front of him eating himself. My neighbors in Sri Lanka thought that was kind of crazy, like too much responsibility for him. I should just feed him, right? I know what he needs. I should just put it in his mouth. And that's what mothers in Sri Lanka would do. You know, they would hold a plate and make little balls of food and pop it in their kid's mouth. Here I think I'm showing what a good mother I am, and what they're seeing is what a terrible mother. And how those misjudgments can go both ways, I think, is an important lesson as an anthropologist. But it's also an important lesson as a citizen of the world, that what it looks like other people are doing isn't necessarily badly intended. Parents need their kids to do stuff, right? They've got to get their clothes on, they got to go to school, they got to eat their meals. How is it that mothers and others get them to do that, right? And what we found is the sort of broad strokes that you think about, praise, punishment, that wasn't so much the issue, right? What was interesting is the whole worlds that were constructed to get kids to do things. One of the other authors wrote about kids in Ecuador. So she tells this nice story of a little girl who is sitting at the table with her parents, and she won't eat her soup, right? She won't eat her soup. And then she gets up and she storms out of the room. And when she does, the parents look at each other, and the anthropologist is there. And the father decides now's the time to go to the store. He was going to go after dinner and the girl was going to go with him. He goes now. So that when she comes out of the room, she's like, "Where's Dad?" "Oh, he went to the store. But I was going to go with him." "Well, you left." You know, you miss out. If you don't hang in there, you miss out. The problem wasn't whether she was eating her soup or not. The problem is that she got up and stormed out. So that what looks like indulgence and looks like it would encourage spoiled demandingness is being used actually for an entirely different kind of system of discipline and a different set of goals. And so the actual everyday in these really mundane, ordinary things like just feeding kids and getting them to eat their meals, we're picking up strategies that we have at hand, but in ways that are patterned and that convey important cultural lessons.